She laughed at a deaf teen's voice in court. What she didn't know was the judge heard everything through the mic. The courtroom was quiet, too quiet. 17-year-old Eli, a deaf teen, stood beside his dad, nervously adjusting his cochlear device. His hands trembled slightly as the judge nodded for him to begin. He was testifying in a case against the HOA president, HOA Karen, who had fined his family for disturbing the peace, with the soft bell on his service dog and claiming that Eli's speech startled neighbors. Eli had rehearsed for weeks to deliver his words verbally, because Karen had claimed she wouldn't trust sign language nonsense. His interpreter stood nearby just in case. He looked toward the judge and began, "I may not speak like you, but I have a voice. And it's real." He struggled, but every word was heartfelt. From the corner of the courtroom, Karen chuckled, under her breath, but not under the mic. What she didn't realize was that the courtroom's audio system was live and the judge's bench. Mike picked up everything. Karen leaned to her lawyer and whispered, mocking Eli's slow pronunciation. "Ugh, can't they subtitle this or something?" Gasps rippled through the gallery. The court clerk looked up, stunned. The judge's brow furrowed. "Excuse me," he said, eyes narrowing. "Ms. Holloway, did you just mock this young man's voice?" Karen froze. "No, I was just, asking something to my lawyer." But the judge tapped the audio replay button on his console. Karen's whisper echoed back loud and clear across the courtroom speakers. "Ugh, can't they subtitle this or something?" Eli looked down, his face turning pale. His father held his shoulder. The courtroom was silent. The judge leaned forward. "Ms. Holloway, this court recognizes not just spoken voices, but dignity. That young man stood here, vulnerably, to tell his truth. And you, his HOA, mocked it, on record." Karen stammered. "I didn't mean, it was taking long." "Ah, that's enough," the judge said sternly. "You fined this family for a service bell. You tried to silence a disabled teen. And now, in court, you proved exactly the kind of leader you are." Karen turned red. "This case is dismissed, with prejudice, and I'm referring your behavior to the state HOA Ethics Board." Eli's interpreter smiled through tears. Eli turned to his dad, blinking back emotion. And then, something unexpected, the courtroom stood up. Everyone, lawyers, the clerk, even the opposing attorney, applauded quietly. Karen rushed out of the courtroom, sunglasses on, trying to avoid the reporters who had just arrived. Eli turned to the judge and said softly, "Thank you for hearing me." The judge replied, "No, son, thank you for speaking. If you believe every voice, spoken, signed or typed, deserves to be heard,